What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's Extreme Daily Driver. It's been a couple weeks. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by the garage. As always, I got an awesome video for you today. Today, we're going to go over this sick new setup on the back of the Commander. That's right. It is the RIGd UltraSwing. This thing is totally awesome. So now, before I get into the UltraSwing and all the awesome things it can do, I just want to backtrack a little bit. If you guys are fans of the channel, you know I've been talking for months now about doing custom bumpers to the Commander, and that was my intention for about 5 months. And it changed about a month ago, and the reason being is that I actually jumped in the Commander to go somewhere and it wouldn't start. The starter had taken a crap. Not a big surprise, 200,000 miles on this thing. So while underneath there changing out the starter, I realized that the oil leak that I knew I had was way worse than I thought it was. So it made me start thinking that maybe it's time to replace the rear main seal. So if you're unfamiliar with the rear main seal, it is between the engine and the transmission. It is a huge job to replace. The seal itself is only about $12. It's super cheap to purchase, but the labor involved is really intensive. So I had to let the guy know who's going to do the custom bumpers, which, by the way, this is him right here, JC Customs. Follow him on Instagram. I'll put a link right here to his Instagram. Follow him on TikTok. He's a huge sensation on TikTok. And the dude has a YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link to that down in the video description. Go check out his videos. He's new to YouTube. He's just getting started. But, man, if you follow him on Instagram, if you follow him on TikTok, you will know why I made an appointment 6 months ago to have custom bumpers, because the work this guy does is literally like the nicest work you've ever seen. So unfortunately, I had to let him know that, hey man, I'm going to have to be shelling out a ton of money to replace rear main seal on the old Commander. It's going to dip into my funds. So I had to cancel my appointment, which was really kind of very heartbreaking for me. If you guys are fans of this channel, you know when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So it may have turned out for the better, and I hope that in the future he and I can still get together and maybe do a front bumper for the Commander. But anyway, back to the rear main seal. I headed over to my buddy Junior's shop with a rear main seal and an oil pan gasket, and we went ahead and removed the transmission and found a completely dry rear main seal. All that work, only to find that there was nothing wrong with the rear main seal. It happened to be the oil pan. So lucky enough, I had an extra oil pan gasket. We went ahead and swapped that out. We did do the rear main seal since we had done all that work. We wound up replacing it anyway. But now it's all put back together. My wallet's been emptied, and it's running great. All right, so the custom bumper that I was planning on doing was going to have a kind of 5th spare tire swing out on it. And I knew I wanted to go that route. And so when I started looking, you know, for custom bumpers, you got one choice when it comes to the Commander. It's Wham. That's the only choice right now. There's nothing left. Jeep Steel went out of business. They closed their doors or whatever. It's Wham or nothing. And I don't like the Wham rear bumpers. They're way too heavy. They're way too kind of ridiculous. They're overkill, in my opinion. And so I started looking at rear tire carriers, and there are really only a couple choices for rear tire carriers for any vehicle. And RIGd Supply, man, if you read reviews, if you go over everything, RIGd Supply is really your only choice, man. Their swing arm is just so robust, so awesome. Let me show you here how this thing works. Step one is you pull this incredibly robust handle, open that guy up. And then step two, which is actually labeled on the UltraSwing, is you're gonna pull this, all right? And then I usually just tuck it away here so it stays out of the way. And then you just swing this out and it stays. How awesome is that? So now with the tire swung out of the way, easily access my lift gate. By the way, check out the awesome plate, huh? Pretty rad. And then boom, we have easy access to the rear. So I ordered this from rigsupply.com. I'll have a link down in the description. It comes in a box. It came really fast. I think it came in like 4 days. And everything is assembled when you pull it out. There's like nothing to do really. You pull it out, you put like a nice coat of grease on the hitch connection, and then you just basically slide it in. So yeah, so the only way this is mounted is through the factory hitch. So this slides in. I have a locked pin in here to hold it in place. Inside the center of the hitch, there is a bolt, and by tightening that, you actually tighten a wedge that's inside the UltraSwing that prevents this thing from moving or rocking. You still retain your original tow hook, which you could tow a vehicle with this. It's still rated for, I believe, yeah, 10,000 pounds. So still tons of good use out of this if you need it. And they also give you this secondary hitch right here. This is for if you want to put on like a bike carrier or something in addition. You can still add that on. It kind of just takes place of this. One additional add-on I did get is their license plate bracket. This thing is super robust. Comes with a little light, and it actually plugs directly into your wiring harness for your trailer hitch. Super easy. You don't have to splice anything, and it works great. So a couple things I absolutely love about the UltraSwing here is, dude, look how close this is to my bumper. This is, you cannot get closer than this. I don't know if I can even fit my finger in between the swing out and the rear bumper. A lot of these swing outs, man, they sit way far out, way too far out. And they just kind of look silly. It almost looks like there's just a tire chasing your vehicle. And I just don't like the way that looks. Another cool thing about this is that the way they angle the tire, it just makes it appear to be closer to the vehicle instead of just being straight up and down. Another cool thing about the UltraSwing is it has this plate back here. This plate works in conjunction with a bunch of their kind of add-on features. You can add gas cans onto this. You can add a really cool drop-down table. You can add all sorts of really cool stuff that they offer. And I like that flexibility. So I know some of you guys are going to be asking, can I still pop the glass with the tire carrier closed? And the answer is no. So you kind of do lose that aspect of things. But I can live with that. I'm not in and out of the rear of the vehicle that much. And it only takes 2 seconds to swing this thing out. Now I know you guys are wondering how strong this thing is. Check this out. Oh. It's got all my weight on it. And it's not moving. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this thing? What do you think the Commander looks like with a 5th tire on it? I think it looks totally rad. I should also add, I left this part out. I cut these bumpers. Yeah, you know it's been a couple months since I cut a bumper up. But I went ahead and I cut the hell out of these bumpers, man. It makes it look, I think, way better. If you remember, they used to come down to about here and they kind of went in an angle up. Yeah, I went ahead and cut all that off. Cut it all the way off, all the way around here and around here. And man, it just makes it look so much better. So if you guys are wondering about cost, this is not a cheap add-on, man. It's pretty expensive, especially when you start adding, you know, Method wheels and Toyo tires. This winds up getting pretty darn expensive. But, you know, custom bumpers aren't cheap either. And I'm kind of really happy with the decision I made here. Because like I said earlier, I can take this off and put it on the next vehicle. And that, to me, is really a nice kind of peace of mind, because we all know this Jeep's not gonna last forever. I also like the add-ons that RIGd has in their catalog, and they keep adding to it. So I hope over the years we just keep adding more and more stuff, and we can make this even more useful than it already is. So anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for watching. We only have 1 or 2 videos left in this Jeep Commander, man, and this build's gonna be done. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you go check out the old Jeep Commander videos. We have like 30 of them. So go give them a watch. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, man. We'll see you next time. Later.